So, in today's class, we'll be discussing about the chapter called as motions. Okay, so motions. First thing is what is a motion? Okay, so what is a motion? Okay, usually when any object, okay, so when any object is in movement, okay, if it is moving from one place to another place or any kind of movement, if you see, then we say that that specific object is in motion. Okay, so first thing is the motion. So how we can define this motion is movement. Okay, so movement of an object. Okay, that object can be a living thing or it can be a non-living thing also. But when an object is in movement, then we say that what? It is in motion. Okay, so when the object is moving, okay, so when the object is moving means we say that the specific object is in motion. Okay, so if you could see my hand, okay, so if I just say hi, okay, if I just say hi by shaking my hand, I can say that my hand is in motion. Okay, so this is how you will describe the motion. So motion of an object. Okay, so now what are the different things? Okay, so if I just if I just divide this motion, so I can divide this motion into two categories. So two categories, that is a uniform motion. Okay, uniform motion, and the another thing is a non-uniform motion. Okay, so uniform motion and non-uniform motion. Okay, so you know what is the definition of the motion? It is nothing but movement of an object. So now here we have two things in motion. Okay, so one kind is uniform motion and another is non-uniform motion. Okay, so uniform and non-uniform. So how we can define this uniform motion? Okay, so uniform motion. So usually in schools you'll be wearing uniform, which means what? Same. Okay, no one is different. Okay, so each and every school have a uniform, isn't it? Okay, uniform. They'll be having a particular dress code. Okay, so that they all should be what? Same. The same way here, uniform motion means, okay, in terms of science. Okay, so in terms of this, uniform motion means when an object, okay, so when an object is traveling, okay, or when an object is covering equal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, so how we can define is equal distance, equal intervals. Okay, equal distance, equal interval. So the keyword how you can remember this uniform motion is by using equal distance, equal intervals. Okay. For example, okay, so for example, if a vehicle, okay, so if a vehicle, okay, is traveling with the speed of 10 kilometer per hour, okay, traveling with the speed of 10 kilometer per hour, okay, and which means, okay, what does this mean is, okay, for every hour, okay, so what does this 10 kilometer per hour means is, for every hour that specific vehicle is going to complete 10 kilometers, I mean is going to cover a distance of what? A distance of 10 kilometers. Okay. So if it's starting, the object is at 10 kilometer means, okay, in the first hour, okay, in the first hour the object is in what? 10 kilometer. Then after second hour, okay, so in the second hour the object covers 20 kilometer. Okay, so in the first hour the object completes what? 10 kilometer. In the second hour 20 kilometer, and third hour how much? 30 kilometer. and it goes on. Okay, and it goes on. Okay, for every hour. Okay, so for every hour the object or the vehicle is going to cover 10 kilometers. Okay, so this is what uniform motion, which is for every equal interval of time if the object covers equal distance. Okay, equal distance. So here the gap is 1 hour, and here the changeover in the distance is what, 10 kilometer, and here also it is 1 hour, and what is the changeover here, it is also 10 kilometers, which means for every hour that specific vehicle or the object is going to cover 10 kilometers. So we can easily guess. Okay, suppose if I just ask you, okay, so after 10 hours how much kilometer will be covered by this specific vehicle, means what you will say, you will just see for each and every hour it covers 10 kilometers. So after 10 hours the object will be covering how much, 100 kilometers. So this is what the thing you should know about the uniform motion. So what is the keyword here? Equal distance, equal interval. Okay, so how you going to define this, how you going to define this uniform motion? Okay, an object covers equal distance in equal interval of time, then the object is said to be in uniform motion. Okay, or you can just change it up, the object is said to be in uniform motion when it covers equal distance in equal interval of time. Okay, so this is how you will define this uniform motion. Okay, uniform motion. Now what will be your non-uniform motion? So non-uniform motion, the name itself is says, okay, suppose in your class, okay, so in your class, okay, if one student is coming with a color dress, or who is not in a uniform, it comes in a color dress, he or she comes in a color dress, then what you will say, you'll just keep that person separately. Okay, that person looks different, isn't it? The same way here, non-uniform motion means, okay, so how you going to define this non-uniform motion means, okay, equal distance, okay, equal distance, unequal interval. Okay, equal distance, unequal interval, or you can change it, unequal distance, equal interval. Okay, so you can write it like this, or you can write it like unequal distance, okay, unequal distance, equal interval. Okay, unequal distance, equal interval. So either you can just remember like this, either you can remember this keyword, or you can remember this keyword. Okay, you can remember this keyword or this keyword, because both means the same. The thing is, one thing is not equal to the other. That is the logic here. If I just take equal distance for every 100 meter, if I just take, and if you just see the time, it will be vary. Or if I just see the time for every minute, the distance will be vary. So one or the other, it will not be equal. Okay, so if I just consider the distance, time will not be the same, or if I just take the time, distance will not be the same. This is what non-uniform motion. Okay, this is what the non-uniform motion, which means if an object covers equal distance in unequal intervals, or the other thing is, if an object covers unequal distance in equal intervals, both means the same. Okay, so both means the same. You can, for this non-uniform motion, you have two, you can define it in two ways. One, you can keep the distance equal and the time unequal, or the time equal and distance unequal. Okay, so both means the same. Okay, so how you want to remember this? time will not be equal to distance. Okay, time will not be equal to distance. Okay, so one thing will be different. Either the time will be different or the distance will be different. Okay, so this is how you will define the non-uniform motion. Okay, so this is how you will define the non-uniform motion. Okay. So apart from this, okay, so apart from this uniform motion and non-uniform motion, you need to learn some terms. Okay, you need to learn some terms as we define here. You need to study about the distance and you need to study about the time. Okay, distance you need to study, time you need to study, and displacement, speed, velocity, and last acceleration. Okay, so once you understand this uniform motion and non-uniform motion, you need to learn or you need to know some terms. Okay, that is distance, displacement, time, speed, velocity, and acceleration. Okay, so now we'll just see what is the, how do we define these specific terms. Okay, so how we want to define this specific terms. Okay, so in that the first thing is distance. Okay, so how you gonna define this object or the term distance. Okay, so how you gonna measure or how you gonna define this distance. Okay, if an object is traveling, okay, for a certain time. Okay, so if an object is traveling for a 100 meters, that is a measuring the length. Okay, so distance you can just define it as measuring the length. Okay, so measuring the length. Okay, so measuring the length, you can just understand what is this term means. Okay, of course they will not ask the definition. Okay, they will not ask you the definition of distance or displacement or okay, so distance and displacement they will not ask much definition. The thing is you should know what is distance and what is displacement. Okay, distance is nothing but measuring certain length. Okay, so measuring some length which is covered by that specific object. Okay, specific object. Okay, how much length it has been covered, that specific object. If that object is here and it travels to a certain length and the object is here, so what is this thing? Okay, this length measurement is nothing but distance. Okay. And one more thing you should see is the distance will not have a specific direction. Okay, the distance will not be having a specific direction. Okay, so why I'm saying this, so why I'm saying this distance doesn't have a specific direction. Okay, so we'll just take an example. Okay, in an open ground, okay, you are just standing in a ground. Okay, and if a person say, okay, so run in the ground. Okay, if 5 students are there. Okay, so if I just take this is a ground. Okay, if I just take this is a ground and I have 5 different students here. I have 5 different students here, and if I say them to run, okay, run, the first question what they will ask is which way, where should I run, how I should run, or in which direction I should run. Okay, if I just say I don't know, you have to run. Okay, if I say that, I will not tell you the direction, I'll not say anything, just you should run. So what will the person do? One person will run straight and again he will come back. Another person, he will run like zigzag way. Okay, zigzag way he will run. And another person, what he will do? He will just go here and he'll just put a round. Okay, another person, he will just like this in this direction. And the last person, what he will do? He will just put a square way he will run. Okay, now if I say them to stop after 1 hour, okay, so after 1 hour if I just say them to stop, okay, if we just see the distance, okay, if we just focus on the distance covered by each person will be different based on the how do they travel. Okay, so how do they travel? Based on this, their distance will differ. Why? Because here all the objects or all the students, they are not traveling in one direction. Each and every student, they are just traveling in their own way. Okay, in their own way they are just traveling. Okay, so when you just take count of the length, each one will be varying. Of course, the ground is this much. Yes, the ground is this much. Okay, we have the same measure. Okay, the ground, I didn't increase the area of the ground, or I didn't decrease the area of the ground. The ground area is same. But if we just observe the each student's the traveling, we just see the each student's traveling, it is different, and the distance covered by them also will be different. So the distance will not have any direction. Okay, so they'll just say that it is a scalar quantity. Okay, they just say the scalar quantity. So don't learn the definition of the scalar quantity, just know the term what is a scalar quantity. Okay, so scalar quantity, it just has the value, it doesn't have any direction. Okay, that is what scalar. Okay, of course it is not much important, but you should know what is a scalar. Okay, so scalar which has a magnitude but not direction. Okay, scalar which has a magnitude but not direction. Okay, so distance is nothing but measuring the length, how much the specific object has been covered. Okay, how much the specific object is traveled. Okay, so that is what the distance. Now the next term is displacement. Okay, so the next term is displacement. So what is this displacement? Okay, so displacement, it is also a kind of measuring. It is also a kind of measuring the length, but from where to where? Okay, it also measures the length only, but from where to where? Okay, so it takes the help of the distance. So the distance, okay, the distance from initial point to final. Okay, the distance traveled. Okay, so distance traveled, the distance traveled by the object from initial point to final point. So here we have a point, and we have a starting point, and we have a ending point. So what is the distance between the starting point and ending point? Okay, and moreover, this is nothing but shortest distance. In other words, you can understand this as a shortest distance. Okay, so the distance traveled from initial point to final point, or initial point to final, is what is the displacement. Okay, suppose if I just take a circle. Okay, so this is a ground. Okay, just say think this is a ground. Okay, a circle, ground. Okay, then object is traveling, object is standing here, A. Okay, so here I have a point B, so here I have a point A, and here I have a point B. So this is a starting point. Okay, I'll just take it as SP, starting point. Okay, this is a starting, A is the starting point, and we have here one more place. And if a person, okay, if a person or an object travels along this, like this, if it travels, when it reaches B, the distance covered is 100 meters. The distance along this covers, which is what, 100 meters. Again, it starts from B and it travels like this, and it travels and it reaches A. Okay, from B it again travels to A, and again it covers 100 meters. Okay, so 100 meters. Now what is the distance? Of course, 100 plus 100. Okay, so 100 plus 100, how much? It is 200. So distance, you can say it is 200 meters. Whereas if we just try to calculate the displacement, okay, if we just try to calculate the displacement, it is 0. When you just try to calculate the displacement, it is what? It is 0. Why? Just look into the definition. Distance traveled from initial point to final point. So which is the initial point? A is the initial point. And which is the finishing point? That is also A. So starting is A and ending is A. So distance traveled from A to A is what? 0. The distance traveled from starting point and ending point. Starting point and ending point is the same. When the point is same, we consider that the object is not moved anywhere, isn't it? When the object is not moved, what will be the measure? It will be 0 meters. Okay, it will be 0 meters. But whereas if we just take the count of the distance, it is what? 200 meters. Whereas the displacement, it is 0 meters. So that is why I just said this is the shortest distance. This is the shortest distance. Okay. So distance is nothing but the measuring the length, actual length. Actual length. This is the actual length. And displacement is nothing but what? Traveled, distance traveled or distance covered by the object from initial point to final point. The starting and ending point. What is the exact? Okay, shortest distance. What is the shortest distance from point A to point B or two different points? That is what? Displacement. Okay, so there's a small difference between distance and displacement. And one more thing is this displacement is a vector quantity. Okay, this is a vector quantity. So now what is a vector quantity? So what is the meaning of this vector quantity? Means it has magnitude and direction. It has magnitude and direction, which means it has a value and it knows in which direction that value occurs. Okay, so vector quantity, which means what? Vector quantity is nothing but it has both magnitude and the direction. Okay, so just like, okay, so how you can differentiate this scalar and vector means, just take an example of a address. Okay, if I have only address, how can I reach you? Okay, to reach your home, I have different ways, isn't it? Suppose if you are going to travel from your home to school, okay, you have so many directions or so many ways to reach your school, isn't it? So that is what scalar. If a person has so many routes to reach the destination, right? That is a scalar. Okay, that is a scalar. It's just an example. Okay, so that is a scalar. You just think that that is a scalar, which means which doesn't have a specific direction. Okay, which doesn't have a specific direction. Okay, one person will be traveling to the north and one person will be traveling to the south, which doesn't have a specific direction from that specific point to another point. Okay, whereas for a vector, it has a direction. Okay, just like a same your example, your home to school itself will just take. Okay, if you know where your school is and in which direction or in which part you should move, you can easily what? Straight left and straight again right, like that. You have a specific direction to travel or to reach your school. Whereas a unknown person who is newly coming student, he don't know where the school is, but he know the school name and address and all. He or she knows, but that specific student don't know the direction in which we have to go. That is scalar. If the person knows to travel, okay, so this is a path, okay, this is a path I have to travel and I know where is the school, means that is a vector, which means scalar is only having the address and vector, you know how to travel and how to reach. That is a small difference between scalar and vector. Okay, so now we got to know about the distance and displacement. So distance is scalar and displacement is vector quantity. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next concept. Okay, so next concept, that is the next term, which is nothing but speed velocity. Okay, so speed and velocity. So here in the speed and velocity, you should know just the formulas, and definition is not needed much. Okay, so the definition is not needed. Okay, so speed is nothing but the total distance. Okay, the total distance traveled. Okay, so total distance traveled in unit time. The total distance traveled in unit time. Okay, which means you can just take this as a definition, or you can just take this as a meaning of speed. Okay, the distance or the total distance traveled in a unit time. Unit time means it can be 1 second, 1 minute, 1 hour, or 1 day also, but a unit time. Okay, so distance traveled in unit time, or you can just take it as in time, traveled in time. Okay, which means how you will represent this as an expression is speed equals to distance by time. Speed equals to distance traveled, that is the total distance traveled divided by the time. Okay, so distance traveled by time. So this is what the expression of what? This is what the expression of speed. And you can just take this as a definition also. Okay, speed is what? Speed is nothing but the total distance traveled in time or in unit time. Okay, so that you can just write this as a definition, or you can just write this as a expression also. So both means the same. You are just defining, or you are just describing what is what? The speed. Okay, so speed is distance by time. Now, what will be the unit or SI unit, or what will be the unit? Usually, distance will measure in meters. Okay, so according to this SI system, okay, according to this SI system, how you will measure the distance in meters and time in seconds. Okay, this usually in SI system, you will measure the distance in meters and time in seconds. So the SI unit, okay, so SI unit of speed is meter per second. So SI unit of speed is meter per second. Okay, so unit of speed is meter per second. So this is the definition and expression as well as the SI unit of the term speed. Okay, and one more thing is the speed is a scalar quantity. Okay, speed is a scalar quantity. Of course, I have just explained what is a scalar quantity. It has only the value but not the direction. Okay, it has only the value, that is magnitude. Okay, so speed, the definition is what? The distance traveled in unit time. Okay, so you can just write it as unit time, it's not a problem, in unit time. And what is the expression? Speed is what? Distance by time, and the SI unit of speed is what? Meter per second. And what? It is a scalar quantity. Okay, it is a scalar quantity. So this is one term, and next is the velocity. Okay, next is the velocity. So what is this velocity? It is nothing but the displacement in unit time. That's it. So velocity, how you can define the displacement in unit time? Of course, you know what is displacement. Yes, the object traveling from what? From initial point to final point is what? Displacement. The displacement in unit time. So how you can write the expression for this velocity? How you can just express this velocity. So velocity, you know, the displacement in time. So here you just write it off. Displacement. Displacement over time. Okay, displacement over time. Okay, and here what will be the SI unit? Okay, so of course, as I said, distance is once again it is a kind of distance. So displacement is measured with meter and time in second. So the SI unit of, okay, so the SI unit of velocity. Velocity is meter per second. Okay, so here for this what velocity, you can just describe this as in another way. The rate of change in distance. Okay, the rate of change in distance in unit time. Okay, you can describe the velocity as this. Okay, like this. Okay, so the rate of change in distance in unit time. The rate of change of distance. Sorry, rate of change of distance in unit time. You can just what? You can just describe this as what? Velocity. You can define the velocity as what? The rate of change of distance in unit time. Okay, and velocity expression is what? Rate of change in the distance, which is nothing but what? Displacement. So displacement over time, and the unit of displacement is meter and time is seconds. So SI unit of velocity is meter per second, and it is what? It is a what kind of quantity it is? It is a vector quantity. Okay, it is a vector quantity. It is a vector quantity. Okay, so here itself we can just describe the difference between what? Speed and velocity. Okay, so they may ask the difference between speed and velocity and distance and displacement. Okay, so speed, the total distance traveled in unit time. So speed equals to distance by time, and SI unit of speed is meter per second, and it is a scalar quantity. And velocity, the rate of change of distance in unit time. Expression is velocity equals to displacement by time, which is what? And the SI unit is meter per second, and it is a vector quantity. Okay, so this is what the difference between speed and velocity, as well as the definitions, expression, SI unit of speed and velocity. Okay, so this is the two terms, and at last we have the concept or the term what? Acceleration. Okay, the term acceleration. Okay, so here acceleration. Okay, so acceleration, you would have heard about this acceleration. Okay, so in vehicles also you would have seen just changing the speed or changing the velocity is what? Acceleration, isn't it? So acceleration. So what is this meaning of this acceleration? Okay, so how you will define this acceleration is the rate of change, the rate of change of velocity, the rate of change of velocity in unit time. The rate of change of velocity in unit time. So change in velocity. Okay. So a change in velocity, what does this mean is, okay, so before there will be one velocity. That velocity is nothing but initial velocity. In the beginning you have a velocity. That is called as a initial velocity, and next at the end of the specific time, okay, end of the specific time, you will be having another velocity that is called as a final velocity. Okay, so in the beginning you will be having a velocity. Okay, In most of the case, it will be 0. Okay, in most of the case, the initial velocity will be 0, and at last you'll be having a final velocity that may be a specific value, be 20, 30, or 40. Okay, it may be a specific what? Specific value it will be there. Okay, and with respect to what? With respect to time. Okay, with respect to time. So acceleration. Okay, so it is denoted with the letter A. So acceleration A equals to the change in what? Change in the velocity. Okay. So v minus u divided by t. Okay, v minus u divided by t, and actually here both v and u as well as t all are small letters. Okay, so a equals to v minus u by t. Okay, now we'll just define the terms. V is the final velocity and u is the initial velocity. Okay, v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time, and a is nothing but acceleration. A is nothing but the acceleration. Okay, so a equals to v minus u by t. Okay, so this is the expression for acceleration. Okay, and v is final velocity, u is initial velocity, and t is time, a is acceleration. Okay, so this is how you will define the term acceleration. So acceleration means what? The rate of change of velocity in unit time. Actually that unit time is not required, because the rate here, the rate itself, it indicates that you are based on time. Okay, so rate is nothing but based on time, you are just doing something. Okay, so rate of change of velocity in unit time. Okay, so this is what the expression. Now what is the SI unit? What will be the SI unit? Of course, just see, the finding the SI unit is not much difficult. It is very easy. Just see, in the numerator we have velocity. So what is the SI unit of velocity? It is what? It is meter per second. Okay, previously we have just learned what is the SI unit of velocity. Velocity is what? Meter per second divided by. And what is the SI unit of time? It is S. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, by basic max, what will happen? This S will come down. So it will be like m divided by S into S. So S into S, it will be S square, isn't it? So meter per second square, which means SI unit. Okay, SI unit is meter per second square. Okay, meter per second square. So this is the SI unit of acceleration. So SI unit of acceleration. Okay. So acceleration means what? The rate of change of velocity in unit time. The expression is a equals to v minus u by t, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, and t is the time, and a is acceleration. And the SI unit of what? Acceleration is nothing but meter per second square. Okay. So in today's class, we'll just finish it off here. Okay. So you may think I may go a little bit fast. Why I'm just going a little bit fast means because you have already studied the same concepts in the 8th standard in the chapter name describing motions. Okay. So that's why I'm just going a little bit faster. Okay, a little faster. Okay. So this is what. Okay, so in the beginning, what you have learned, the definition of motion and the kinds, that is uniform motion and non-uniform motion. And after that, you have just studied some terms. So what are the terms? Distance, displacement, time. Of course, time you already know. Okay, so time, speed, velocity, and last acceleration. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Okay, so if you have any doubts,